How's it going, guys? Mask here. We're hoping to get down and polish up, make this polished up union attack version of our level 40 Bakura deck work. And hopefully this scores over 8k. That's going to be definitely the point of it, because the non-union attack version scores over 7k handedly, and yeah, throwing in the effect damage only bonus should be able to pump us over that 8,000 mark. We're using Summoner of Illusions only because currently Circuit is glitched. We cannot use Circuit, so instead we have to use Summoner of Illusions and Windstorm. Windstorm because Bakura's AI actually does always attack on the second last turn. Even if you have a card set, he's currently the only AI in the game that does that. Knocking on wood, I haven't tested many others that could potentially be doing it as well, which would be very unfortunate. And it almost hurts my soul a little bit having to throw back Wild Tornado and a Twister, because these are things we actually search out to draw from this deck. But anyhow, the Circuit's not working. He will attack on the second last turn. That's why we got a Windstorm in. The Windstorm's going to protect our Summoner of Illusions and let us sacrifice off the Labyrinth Wall when we bring it back and summon in our Blue Eyes Ultimate. Vassal is pretty much not what we wanted to draw. It was nice we actually went first though, so we actually get to do that now, and it leaves us a little bit ahead on the final. I do feel like, yeah, no, they actually, certainly, they made this event quite a bit easier for us. The letters only count on the enemy's turn. That is certainly something new. I definitely remember the numbers counting on both our turns, and you only got to draw like 2 or 3 times in the last event. This time the letters only count on the end of Bakura's turns. It's sweet. So we still will get one more turn. They'll show us the A here, and then we have one more draw, which will be with Shard of Greed popping, so we really hope we draw into the card we need here. Here it is. Disappear. Coming in clutch. I mean, we get through 8 cards of the deck. We got 2 in there and a cat. I mean, we drew into a cat. Cat would have been too late for us, only letting us draw the answer the following turn, which would have been after we lost. Get these on and get this done. There it is. And even if that's a Man-Eater bug, we can just flip React. Dimension Gate down, we can set a Twister. It's in place to protect us from not Poison of the Old Man. Our Summoner of Illusions. So we did not bottom deck Windstorm or Summoner of Illusions. I'm kind of just rolling the dice on that one. I figure the odds of it happening are not high enough to bother teching it or in anything to prevent it, because this is not a 100% farm deck. You're not going to get a 100% farm deck against Bakura. I would say it's in the 85% range, 80 to 85. Nowhere in there, in that room of error, is it worth taking into consideration the chance of bottom decking Summoner of Illusions or Windstorm. Speed. Yeah, 9 cards left. We can totally do that. Gonna tell us 2 cards ahead of Bakura in the draw. Scar of Greed, cool. Now we'll be 3 cards ahead. I had considered running instead of Disappear, Pot of Bene, because it actually helps us with card advantage at the same time. But Disappear synergizes with the Cat of Ill Omen, which is totally the powerhouse of this deck. Way too much that I can't justify not using it. We can set the Wild Tornado here. Just go double check quick on how many of you use 1 Wild Tornado, 1 Twister. Okay, so we have plenty. This one, we have to save 1 because we're for the D gate. Unless we don't need to use it. We actually haven't had a reason to use it yet. It's there to protect our Labyrinth Wall from Man-Eater bugs and Ectoplasmers that we're unable to have a Wild Tornado ready for. And, Dimension Gate, Windstorm. Set Windstorm. Windstorm has to be set anyhow. We can ditch the Disappear. and the Shard of Greed. We're not going to use it at this point. There's an Ectoplasmer. I'm actually going to just Dimension Gate my Labyrinth Wall, and I think... wait, I know I have 2 left. I actually checked. We've used... Wait, we've used 1. No. We've used 1 of each. Here. We've hit, like we've only used 1. I'm risking it. I'm risking it. If this costs me the game, I'm going to be so tilted. Check the grave. Check the grave. Just draw me a Wild Tornado right now. Oh, all of my worries. So 1 Wild Tornado, 1 Twister. 2. Oh, this was the last one. That was a risk and a half. That was a risk. This is my last one in the deck, and we had to have it ready for Dimension Gate. All right, but doesn't matter. We're good. We're good. We're drawing into 2. We can discard the spare Disappear. Then we're going to draw into 1, which is the turn we're going to set Summoner of Illusions. Here we go, drawing into 1. And Summoner of Illusions getting set here. Now, this is showing off the new AI. Please, please, please only be a Bakura thing. Please. Declared battle. He is attacking. It is the second last turn, and I do have cards set. Those requirements in the past being an absolute guarantee that your opponent is not going to attack you, your anything, your field, your monsters. No longer true. So now we're going to Wild Tornado pop the Dimension Gate. Bring back our Labyrinth Wall, which will be... ooh. Actually want to set a card on the field. I guess I can set Secret Pass to the Treasures. I thought I was pressing yes to this. Labyrinth Wall. Now we can flip our Summoner of Illusions. And this is actually a beautiful combo because Summoner of Illusions, I actually would argue that I'm really starting to like it more than Serket because it packs its own 800 punch after it pulls Blue Eyes Ultimate out. That 800 just happens to be the missing piece to pumping Vassal here over 10k. So Summoner of Illusions is beautiful, beautiful when you're running Gravekeeper's Vassal. Now, I wish I had a chance to play the Disappears. I'm gonna be missing out on a couple glossy points. I know one of my Disappears is glossy in here, and that could, if I'm 100 points away from 8k. Oh, I'm going to take a hit straight to the feels here. But here we go. 6k, 11-3, right to the face. The moment of truth. Does this farm hit me over 8k? That's going to be beautiful because this is what I'll be using for the rest of the event. 2500. Oh, we already got a super rare. So far, so good. 2 super rares. Yes! I'll take it. Let's go. 8k right on the nose. Obviously coming in with a bam, 4,500 gold, 4 EX jewels, 15 gems, and 2 super rares. Dropping it like it's hot. So we had 200 points from Prismatic, 500 from Glossy. So it is coming in with quite an amount of Prismatic and Glossy cost. What do I even have in this deck that's played Prismatic card? Oh, I have a Prismatic Union attack. Okay. So it was a 700 Glossy and Prismatic requirement. So it's a 7,300 base deck. We're losing out on the Fusion Summon here because we're using the Summoner of Illusions setup. I guess if you really wanted to pull some extra points out of this deck, you could run, instead of Windstorm and Summoner of Illusions, that's because that's taking out Windstorm and the Summoner. You would just have to put in Polymerization and 2 Fusion monsters. Now that is going to make us have to pull another card out of the deck, making it slightly less consistent, sacrificing the consistency for the point. So if you don't have the Glossy or Prismatic cards, you can pull the Summoner, pull the Windstorm, put in Polymerization, Panda, Koala, the Koala and the Kangaroo, sorry, summon out Master of Oz. And problem with that though is too, once Master of Oz hits the field, you're still short on Vassal. You gotta buff. That's why I really like Summoner of Illusions. He works so well with the Vassal. Low life though. Low life. That's where we could make these points up. I had those 2 cats in my hand. Oh my gosh. This deck is easy 8k points. All I had to do was suicide one of those cats. One of those cats I could have suicided into Hades. Could have suicided a cat into Hades and we would have been golden. We would have been well over 8k. One cat suicided into Hades and we were good. That would have put us, well, I mean, I hit 8k, but it would have got us low life. We got comeback victory. Low life's worth another 500, which makes this deck 7,800, which is like, I would call that 8k. You gotta be able to put 2 glossy cards or 1 prismatic card in this deck somewhere. Considering you can run alternate, you have twisters, you can run the twisters instead of the wild tornadoes. And technically you only need to run 1 disappear. 1 disappear gives you the cat synergy. And then instead of the second disappear, pick a glossy card amongst, there's 2 other magic cards, a Gravedigger Ghoul, and there's one that's it's like a hand holding flowers up. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it'll also get the trick done. But I'm quite this is a solid setup. This Union Attack version here. Suicide your cats, get your low life, and perhaps just you can also just hold on to a wild tornado and allow your ectoplasm to perhaps hit you a turn or once or twice. But if you get sub 1,000, if you need it, you're pretty much guaranteed the 8k on the farm. But that's beautiful. There is the Union Attack version for my level 40 Bakura. This is definitely what I'm going to be running for the rest of the event. It's not perfect. You're not going to win every game. I promise you that. But this is better than anything I've seen. I've been able to put together so far, and we're on like hour 10 straight of just staring at Bakura, going, "Why are you so complicated?" There's a meme on Reddit right now which had the link to it, and it's a movie of some mathematician just like trying to figure out how to farm level 40 Bakura, and it's just numbers and symbols everywhere. Anyhow, I'm gonna stop blabbing on. Thanks for checking us out, guys. My next goal on my farm deck creation is we're gonna look at level 30 Bakura and the potential of turning it into a skill farming session. I want to get some skills farmed up with these extra dice. Once I have all the cards and the EX jewels that I want, I'm gonna start farming dice up to go back in and hopefully farm skills. Last gamble, please. I still don't have last gamble. You've been playing for 6 months. 5.5. But that's it, guys. Come check us out on twitch.tv/MasKScarin, and don't forget, stay classy.